What is going on, everybody? David here from Blückers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out these vinyl figures from Playmates from their Godzilla line, and they are the 1968 Gorosaurus and the 1956 Rodan. And these were released, like I said, by Playmates in 2021, and very happy to have these into the collection. Because originally when they first started releasing these, they were not the best. If you recall the first series or first couple of series or whatever that they've released, they just looked like straight knockoffs. And originally these figures were by Bandai America, I think, and they did release some of these probably back in 2014 and 2019, and they were just straight releases for the 60th anniversary and the 65th anniversaries. And so when Playmates took over the license, they pretty much accumulated all the molds, and when they first started releasing them or re-releasing these, they weren't very good at all. But fortunately, they were able to step up their game and give us some new product that was actually really good. And once I saw these, I had to have them in the collection because, one, I don't have a Gorosaurus, and two, I don't have a a Rodan or Rodan. We'll get to the name here in a minute. But anyways, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started with this review. All right, first up, we are going to be taking a look at the 1968 Gorosaurus. And this is based off the film Destroy All Monsters. So what I'm going to do is move this over here on this side and bring out the Blu-ray of Destroy All Monsters. Now, originally, Gorosaurus was made its appearance in the Escape for King Kong. It was one of the monsters that King Kong battled it out with. But Gorosaurus is a fictional dinosaur, and supposedly it is that he is a Allosaurid, meaning that he is a relative or an Allosaurus species, which makes sense for the most part. He's not a T-Rex or anything else like that, but it's more of an Allosaurus type dinosaur, and which is really cool. I like that. So, an Allosaurus is one of my favorite dinosaurs of all time. So, the fact that we have a giant dinosaur, a kaiju, part of the Godzilla franchise, is just adds a little bit more nostalgia for me. Because I grew up on this stuff. So if you know me, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I have all the movies and stuff like that, and some figures. Not a lot of figures, because I've seen collections that are like huge, like overwhelmingly huge. But I'm not nowhere near any of that. But I'm happy with what I got. But anyways, I'm just rambling on. I'm just talking. But yes, so this version is based on the Destroy All Monsters version. Like I said, the two films that he was featured in was Escape from King Kong Escapes and Destroy All Monsters. He had more of a bigger role in Destroy All Monsters, and if you hadn't checked it out, I recommend it. It's one of my favorite ones of all time, and it's probably one of my top 5 movies of Godzilla of all time. And also they used some stock footage, made a couple of cameos in a couple other films, but it was just basically stock footage, really. But nothing new or anything like that. Anyways, yeah, so let's go ahead and move this out the way and take a quick look at this packaging. So as far as the packaging goes, you have Gorosaurus in the middle of the packaging, and you got Godzilla right here. And then you got a photo of the Millennium Godzilla here on the side with burning buildings in the background. And you got Godzilla right there. Gorosaurus 1968. Godzilla right there. Playmates ages 4 and up. That's me. And on the side, Gorosaurus 1968. Godzilla. On this side, Godzilla, Gorosaurus 1968. Playmates logo. And on the back of the packaging, it just shows you what's in this line. I still have yet to get me a Jaguar. I used to see him all the time, and I guess I was trying to play the long game, wait till he gets on sale, because he was a major peg warmer. Now I think I waited too late and I can't seem to find him anywhere. But that's okay. I'll get him eventually. I know I will. And then you have Godzilla 1995, the burning version. Not too keen or a big fan of that version, just because it's not really all that accurate. I already have I have the NECA version of Burning Godzilla, even though that one's not all movie accurate either, but it's a lot better than that vinyl. And of course, you know, we have Rodan and Gorosaurus. So, that being said, let's go ahead and take him out of the packaging. Alright, so we got Gorosaurus out of its packaging, and it does come in an attachment, so you do have to attach the tail. So, yeah, that was a little bit of force. It's a little stiff. That cracking going on right there, so kind of loosen up the joints. So there we go. So what do I think of Gory? Goro looks pretty good. He is pretty much in a neutral position, so you kind of have to like adjust his feet. Very nice. I really do love this figure, even though it's not very much, not very articulated. But as far as the molding and what it is and what it's supposed to represent, I think, about to say Mattel, Playmates did a great job with this as far as the paint goes. We just love the fact that they were able to get all the creases and the folds, of the Gorosaurus suit. Was able to add all the wrinkles and creases down on the neck and then across the belly. And then you got the nice texturing on the legs and on the arms. And the head is very well done. Not entirely 100%, but it is pretty much movie accurate for the most part. I love it, And this will probably be my only Gorosaurus in my collection. Just fine by me, Love to have the representation of it. So they did a good job with the teeth, the gum lines. So very happy about that. The eyes are good and on point, my opinion. So overall, as far as the sculpt and the texturing and the detailing of the figure itself, I think it's very outstanding. And then as far as the paint scheme, you got the gray paint on all the way down here, all the way down here. You see, Mattel, Playmates actually paints all their the tail all the way down there. So take note. And then you got the cream colored from down here all the way down there. So this might be a case of that this was just the color plastic that they used, and they just used the brush, the airbrush, to paint the top part and the legs and arms and so on. And they even paint the claws. That's amazing. So I really like that a lot. So overall, I mean, this figure I love this figure. And so as far as the way of articulation goes, you got the rotation at the tail, and the legs go forwards and backwards. And then the arms go up and down. So basically it's just single hinge on the legs. And then you can make them look that way or that way. So even though that has a little gappage right there, it doesn't really make or break the figure for looking this way or this way, you know. But overall, you know, I think it's an outstanding figure for what it is. So it's basically got your 6 points of articulation here. So, which is really awesome. So let's do some size comparisons. So here is Gorosaurus next to one of its family members, the juvenile Allosaurus from the Fallen Kingdom line. You can tell this is way out of scale, but it's awesome. And here is the 1968 Godzilla. It's one of its buddies from Destroy All Monsters. So, very cool. So overall, I think Gorosaurus is an amazing figure, you know, and if you're a fan of Godzilla and if you're looking to collect other kaijus besides just Godzilla himself, I do recommend Gorosaurus, you know, if you're looking to add a different variety of monsters and kaijus to your collection. I only found him at Target like maybe once, and so he's pretty hard to get in my area. But I'm sure you could probably find him for a reasonable price on online if you look hard enough. But I do recommend him though if you're looking to add a different species to your collection. You know, like I said, it's a beautiful figure, wonderful texturing, sculpt. So, but yeah, that's Gorosaurus for y'all. Okay, so next up we got Rodan from the his solo film from 1956. Rodan's been prominent in the Godzilla franchise for many years, you know, throughout the 60s and also in the 90s, and most recently Destroy All Monsters. So basically Rodan is a gigantic species of pteranodon, and in Japan it is called Rodan, and so they took the R-A from pteranodon and D-O-N at the end as for Rodan. So basically here we say Rodan, and over there in Japan they pronounce it as Rodan. So very interesting. And but yeah, I do love Rodan. I think he's a very nice addition to the Godzilla franchise, and love the fact that it's a giant type of dinosaur, just like a Gorosaurus. So basically the same style packaging, and so I don't have to go over it with y'all since we already covered that earlier with the Gorosaurus. So basically the same thing. So let's go ahead and take Rodan out of its packaging. All right, so here is Rodan out of its packaging, and I must say it's a pretty plain figure, to be honest with you. Doesn't have a whole lot of articulation like Gorosaurus does. So really isn't a whole lot to go over, so this review on him might be a little quick. But it is casted in this brown plastic, and it does look exactly like the original film. I'm very happy to have it in the collection, nonetheless. And so I love the details in the wings. It could use a little bit more color, but in the film, he wasn't all that colorful either. So it makes sense that he has very little to no color at all. As far as detailing goes, I love the texturing of the wings. I love the fact that they added the scale texturing along with kind of a light feather texturing here on the sides. So, excuse me. And the tail right here, it looks really nice and everything like that. And the legs look really good as well. And as far as the head goes, I think the head looks good. And they did a good job with the molding on this one. So the eyes. In the mouth, the beak, the neck. So basically the only paint that it's got is the gold texturing here on the front of his chest and all the way down here on the stomach. And then you got the gold claws and on the feet too as well. So that's really cool. And then on the back, it's got a little bit of gold stripe right there, a little bit of a green, on the side of it. And then as far as the head goes, got a gold beak right here on the top and on the horns itself, or crest. And then as far as the articulation goes, that's the only articulation it's got is on his neck. So it's just like basically looking back and forth. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as Rodan goes. So let's just go ahead and do some size comparisons. And first comparison we'll bring out is the King Ghidorah. And Ghidorah would be 3 times as big as Rodan. So, but I do like that figure though. And then the next figure that we'll bring out that's close to its year is the 1954 Godzilla. So I forgot which version this King Ghidorah is, so I couldn't tell you. I did at one point, but I totally forgot. But yeah, so those are the size comparisons. But overall, this is a good figure. If you're not looking for very much and you just want a cool display piece of the original Rodan, then this is a must-have. I do recommend it. And I'm sure there are plenty of other better-looking Rodans out there, especially if you're more into articulation like SH Monster Arts or NECA for that matter. But overall, I like it. I'm happy to have it in the collection. But unfortunately, I don't have the movie. I've been trying to hunt down the Japanese version of Rodan so I can have a physical copy of that. So I'm still on the hunt for that. But it is currently, last time I checked recently, it is on YouTube. And so that's where I watched it the last time I watched the film, which was not too long ago. But anyways, that is my look at the 2021 Playmates Godzilla figures of the 1956 Rodan and the 1968 Gorosaurus. So I appreciate everyone taking the time to watch this. I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did film it. And I hope y'all enjoyed the little bits of information or trivia that I included in this video. And just a little information I just wanted to share about fun facts about these two popular kaijus. So comment down below which one's your favorite. Do you like Rodan or do you like Gorosaurus? And don't forget, words of wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.